You're watching Tech Talk in affiliation with Tech for Techs. We're a community that supports independent trade with the help of vendors and distributors. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. London time, and we'll be streaming to Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon, Google, TuneIn, and many more. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, and your host, Philip Griffiths.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Tech for Tech Tech Talk. We've got a special show tonight. It's with Brazen Gaming, or Brazen Gaming Chairs, if you're unaware. It's basically how to bring new revenue into your store, or obviously if you're a reseller, how to obviously get hold of the products and resell them. So tonight I'm joined by, it looks like everyone's moved around in the chat. Let me move them in the back the right places. There we go. So tonight I'm joined by Gary, Lewis, Hiten, and Laura. Now I'll get them to introduce themselves in a few seconds. But first of all, guys, if you can basically let us know if you can hear us and see us absolutely fine, and if there's any issues, also introduce yourself, let us know where you're viewing from as well. So if you're viewing from ABC Computers, feel free to give yourself a shout out. Right, okay, first of all, we've got Kevin saying evening. We've also got Kunal saying thumbs up and evening as well. We've got Cormac from Crosshaven Computers, and we've also got a Facebook user saying evening all. If you are a Facebook user, make sure you click that link I put in the chat in Facebook so your name can actually be shown. Right, okay, so first of all, let's go to Gary. If you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, what your position is, and anything else you'd like to let them know.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Gary Beresford. I'm the founder and chief executive officer of Brazen Gaming Chairs. And hopefully, as I say, I'm going to let you know a little bit more about the company as the show goes on.
Right, that's absolutely fine. How are you doing today anyway, Gary? Is it nice and warm down there for you?
I'm living the dream. The weather in sunny Birmingham has been fantastic all day, thanks. Yeah.
All right, that's pretty good then. And let's go over to Lewis. So, Lewis, if you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are and what you do.
Hi guys, so my name's Lewis. I'm from CMS Distribution alongside Hiten and Laura. I'm the main account manager that looks after all the gaming peripherals. So stuff like cases, power supplies, gaming chairs, graphics cards. I shouldn't say graphics cards, to be fair. Don't really exist at the moment. Anything that you really need to do when it comes to buying or needing stock requests, I'm kind of the guy to go to. And after this, if there's any accounts need opening, by all means, just drop me a line tomorrow, or I can reach out as well to yourselves.
Right, there you go. Thank you, Lewis. Let's move over to Hits. Go on then, Hits. Introduce yourself. Let everyone know who you are and what you do. I presume you do more than just sitting there all day long and playing games and stuff.
Hi, my name is Hiten. I work for CMS Distribution as a business development manager. I look after the gaming division alongside JP. Unfortunately, couldn't be here with us today. We've got Laura from marketing as well with us from CMS. Yeah, I just want to say hi to everyone. It's been a long time, Phil, since we've done one of these shows with you. Pleasure to be back.
That's no problem. Thanks for joining us, Hits. And let's go over to Laura. I don't think we've had Laura on the show before. So, Laura, if you want to introduce yourself and let everyone know what you do and who you are, basically.
Hi, guys. Yeah, newly right here, although I have been at CMS for a few years. So I look after the gaming side of the marketing. So if you need any marketing help, campaigns in a box, anything like that, or you need any more information from a marketing perspective on any of our gaming brands, then please get in touch with me.
Right, that's absolutely brilliant. Let me just go over to chat first. So Tim's saying hi. Hi, Tim. We've also got Craig as well from Utopia saying he heard Hits was on this week. So knew I couldn't miss it. Have a great stream, everyone. That's good. We've also got Steve Barker from D-Tech as well. Is saying, Hits, you rocking a Brazen chair. Hits, have you got a Brazen chair?
I'm waiting for my Brazen chair to be delivered from Gary. Unfortunately, I don't have a Brazen chair with me right this minute.
That's a no, but you've been offered one, yeah.
Well, I have got one. There we go. I'm sitting on one right now. We've also got another one in our studio as well. I was hoping you'd have one, Gary. It would be a bit bad if you didn't.
Be poor if I didn't.
So we've also got We've also got Brian saying good evening, Dave Mason saying hey, and Kunal saying, Lewis, are you going to be the new account manager for ILGS?
I'm not sure, to be fair. I'll have to ask tomorrow.
There we go. We'll figure that one out. Right. Okay. So we also have a competition tonight, if I'm right, as well, for a chair. So it was the Brazen Phantom Elite PC gaming chair, if I'm right. Hopefully I've got the right one. Otherwise, someone's going to be wondering where the chair is. I'm going to put the link into chat. I'll also put it in directly into the Facebook group as well. And that way, all you've got to do is basically click on that link and fill out the information. It's basically your name, who you are, check you're a business and everything like that. And you got a chance of winning a chair. And I think I do have a picture for it. Gary will let me know if it is the right one or not. Be a bit embarrassing if I stuck someone else's chair up, wouldn't it? Does that look like one of your chairs? Yeah, there we go. So that's what you've got. Yeah, that's good then. So you've got a chance of winning one of those chairs. What's the retail value of that? It's roughly about $230, is it, if I'm right?
Yeah, that's right, £230. Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. So you got a chance of winning to 230 quid chair there, retail value. Right, let's go over to Gary then, and basically let you run your presentation and everything. So let me make sure that's all fired up, ready for you. So just bear with me 1 second. And here we go, and full screen, and bang, it should pop up. Here we go. I'm just going to close chat, everyone, as well, so you can see this full screen. We'll go back through chat messages afterwards, just in case.
And if we can go back to page 1, that'd be great, if we could. Yeah.
Yep, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? There we go.
Okay, no, that's great. Okay. So, right, so brazen, if you look at the definition of brazen in the dictionary, it's about being cocky, about being arrogant. And if you, and basically if you're brazen, you'll feel it make you feel in a certain way, elicit a sense of power, strength, and confidence. And everything we do, the ethos of the company in terms of its products, its people, is all about power, strength, confidence, and we want, in everything we do and how we go about business. We are a British-owned company, so what you will find, in the market niche that we operate in, many of the companies are foreign-owned. I'm proud, without getting too jingoistic, we are British-owned. All of our products as well are British-designed. I have to, be straight up with you guys and say, like most things on this planet, our chairs are manufactured overseas, mainly in China. But we are looking at steps forced basically by the logistics problems of this year at alternatives, and hopefully bringing supply closer to home next year. But that's a work in progress. We do sell a wide range of gaming chairs. And the market's basically broken down a number of ways. You've got PC gaming chairs, your office style chairs, and then you've got sound chairs. The sound chairs come in a variety of shapes, sizes, colors, starting with floor rocker through to pedestal chairs. So if we go to the next slide, please. So the whole premise of how we operate Brazen in our approach to our niche market, chosen niche market of chairs, is a no compromise approach. And you'll see there the 5 pillars, but I'll draw your attention to 3 in particular that are our key ones. Is in terms of price, we have a no compromise approach to price. By this, I mean that basically we seek to make sure that any buyer of a Brazen gaming chair gets more chair for your money. I'm an accountant by background. I spent 20 years at EY, so I like to think I know how to look after the overheads. So part of how we've set up the whole business is to keep overheads low, which means that when the retail price of a chair is mainly spent on a chair. So you get more chair for your money as a customer. And as I say, you can assess that for yourself in terms of how our price points compare to those in the market in our competitors. Second key point is product quality. And at the end of the day, your product quality is best judged by your customers. We invest a lot of time in, before COVID, I would spend a lot of time actually visiting all the factories myself and making sure that the product quality of was spot on. But even in these COVID times, we still have independent people going into the factories, checking and reporting back to me personally on every single batch of chairs that leaves the factory. I get photographs and reports on every single, because that is key. Our reputation, our brand depends on the product quality. And what I should say as well is we've got, all of the necessary health and safety certificates that are required, from fire retardancy to the various ROHS, CE and the like certificates that are required, UKAE and all the rest of it. And then the third major element of our no compromise. So we've got price, product quality, and after sales service. Okay. And after sales service, again, we concentrate on a timely and empathetic response. That's not to say that every customer is happy, because we do get things wrong from time to time, but I'd like to think that, we get it right most of the time. And what I can say is if you look at something like Trustpilot reviews, we've got 5-star reviews, and there'll be no gaming chair manufacturer supplier out there that's got a higher rating than us based on my research today. So there's something to challenge you guys to have a look at. The next 3 slides are basically going to show you, there's a review from T3. So what I'm showing on these 3 slides is just other feedback, if you like, that are supporting these no compromise values that I've just spoken about. So yeah, T3, who are a very highly regarded magazine, they did a review of Best Gaming Chairs 2020, and we had 2 out there top 6 chairs, which we're quite proud of. And what I can honestly say there to you guys, there was no buy-in, bribery, paying for editorial, or they did that themselves. So we're proud of that. And the next slide is basically just re-endorsing the fact of Trustpilot reviews, which again sort of hopefully supports my assertion about the quality of our after-sales service. And the next slide is just a random selection of reviews from various outlets of just a sample of customers basically praising our products. Okay, I've deliberately chosen not to put any of the negative ones up, but hopefully you'll forgive me for that one. So going into the products that we sell, so we have a range, as I say, of prices, colors, product sizes. So I've just put a random sample of a few here to try and give you an idea of what products we've got. The first product there is called a Brazen Piranha, and it retails at $69.95 is the RRP on it. And this is simply, as you can see, a floor rocker style chair, folds, PU covering, no audio. Okay, no audio. The next chair is a floor rocker called a Brazen Python, and this is again a chair that does have speakers. So this has 2.0 surround sound and Bluetooth and hardwired connectivity. What I should say is all of our sound chairs will connect to any audio device with an audio output, either indirectly or directly. So basically, any games console, tablet, phone, they will connect. There is a way of connecting them. And as you go up the price points, this chair sells for RRP of 109.95, and again it folds, PU covering. And what I quite like, and obviously the feedback from anybody else I'd appreciate, is this is a registered design. This one, so we've got unique, British designers producing these designs, and we're already working on Christmas 2022, believe it or not. I've seen the first drafts today, so I'm excited on what's coming out next year even. But as I say, I'm really quite proud of these sort of designs, but I'll be interested to hear what everybody else thinks. The next chair is so we've got, again, a sound chair. The Brazen Pride is a sound chair, again with speakers, a subwoofer, Bluetooth and hardwired connectivity. This one would retail for $179.95, and this style of chair would be one of our best sellers. It comes in a range of colors. We've got 7 colors. We're showing the purple one here, but as I say, the actual best selling colors would be your blue, reds, whites and grey, and grey being the number one. It's the safest color really. And you'll find that across the range. People are quite predictable. So as you go up the price points, the next chair is another sound chair. And why I put this one in, whereas the Pride had got fixed solid arms, this particular chair has padded flip arms. It's a bigger sized chair. It's got the 2 speakers, the subwoofer, but in addition to that, it has vibration feedback. So again, if you're sitting in the chair and you're playing a war game and a bomb goes off, or you're racing a car and the car crashes, not only will you hear it, but you get a bit of a sort of thud in the back from 3 vibration motors secreted underneath the upholstery. So again, and this one would sell for RRP 299.95. So you can see as you go up in sizes and functionality, price points go up. Then in this presentation, I've just got two chairs. We've got a Marmite color chair there, green, which would be not one of the main colors that is sold, but I just wanted to show the variety in this presentation. So that would be our entry level PC chair, and again, it has been a very good seller for us. Very comfortable chair, but hits a price point usually for the gifter market, and as I say, has gone very well. That's got fixed arms. It's got a rocker tilt functionality, and a class 3 gas lift, but as I say, a chair. Then you go to what we're giving away tonight would be sorry, and I should have said the Puma RRP for the Puma is about 159.95. Now we've got so that's 159. The Phantom, as Phil's already said, RRP £230, and this, in my opinion, compares very favorably to some of the very higher priced other brands of chairs out there. If you put them like for like next to each other, I think you'll find, it's at 230, it's a lot cheaper than some of the other competitors. But in terms of quality, I like to think, and as I say, it's for other people to judge. It stands up very well, and this has got all the standard functionality from the adjustable arms to the 135-degree tilt to a class 4 gas lift, and a metal frame and all the rest of the stuff that you'd expect from a decent high-end PC gaming chair. So, next is. What we've got there is that's the latest range. The 3 chairs you see there are called our Emperor range, and And the main reason why I've sort of had that slide is just to emphasize the fact that we're moving along with technology all the time. So the sound chairs I've shown you before had Bluetooth and hardwired capability. Our Emperor range is made up of 3 chairs. It's got on the left is a PC chair, high-end PC chair. That's the Emperor XXX. And then we've got a pedestal chair, sound chair, and a floor rocker sound chair, both with fixed arms, but they come with a RGB, a DAB, digital analog Bluetooth control panel with an RGB push button controller. And what this is quite innovative in terms of technology, because it does allow you to easily switch between digital, analog, and Bluetooth at the push of a button, between various devices, depending on what the audio output is of the, a lot of the time you connect to the likes of a TV and something, a lot of TVs now have digital outputs rather than what was historical, the analog output. So this just takes out any potential problems with that, of having to buy a digital analog converter if you've got one of an analog chair. And then we're on to for next year. So we're not actually, Brazen brand is not just focused, while I'm focusing tonight just on gaming chairs, we have plans to extend the Brazen brand into a range of other esports products. And we've got a couple there a few there in the pipeline. Some of them are actually just about to come to market, but mainly coming next year, is headphones, mice, tables, and a number of other exciting products that are in development, which I'm going to keep under my hat. But look out for exciting times in terms of some of the things that we are actually doing. But Brazen is a company that's going places, and I'm excited, even at my age, excited by what some of the guys are coming up with. So it's really good. And then the last slide, was just a summary really. Why buy Brazen? Why should you guys out there buy Brazen? It's without getting too jingoistic, British design product. We are the largest British own brand of gaming chairs. Even with the logistics problems that I alluded to earlier in the year, we have done is we've bought stock in early. We have stock on the seas, so we're going to touch wood. He says, we're in a good place. We're in a good place where we've got stock in. So we can meet your supply needs, and we can meet them at a very, very short lead time. You're talking, a couple of days, because it's all in the UK. Got competitive pricing, and as I explained, we keep the overheads down, so you're getting a lot of chair for your money, and that's why the product quality stacks up when we compare to competitors, and we go through a rigorous control process. Then our after sales service again compares very favorably with anybody in the competition. We're an ethical business, and again, without trying to sound, we're on a journey here of being an ethical business. So I'm not going to sit here, beat my chest, and say we got it all sorted, because we haven't, and there's things we can do better. But one of the core measures that we measure ourselves by, whenever we're making a corporate decision, we look after the planet, the people, and the profit in that order. Is the way we're going. And we've taken a few steps on that journey in terms of making our products more eco-friendly, but there's still a lot to be done there. So that is, a quick snapshot of Brazen Gaming Chairs. I hope that's whetted your appetites.
There you go. Thank you very much for that, Gary. I'm also going to put some links to the websites on the screen there, so you know who's who, basically. So you've got brazengamingchairs.com, and you've also got cmsdistribution.com, which is where you would buy these at, obviously, distribution level if you're wanting to resell them. Right, let me just go through chat. So, let me get that turned back on. Here we go. So if anyone comments now, the chat will show up on the side, but I will go through all the comments we've had in while the presentation was going off. Let's have a look. Someone asking on here about your makeup hits. Have you got your makeup on today? You might want to turn your mic on.
Everybody knows now.
There we go. Right, so Justin Hay says, let's have a look. Good and even, sorry I'm late, just like those Bullguard payments. I think we'll talk about Bullguard at another time, Justin. We do have a standard tech talk show in 2 weeks' time. Feel free to comment on that one, and we'll go a bit more in depth about how things are going with them. Right, we've also got... Richard Creedy says, if I win, you best draw again. So I think Richard Creedy usually wins a lot of the competitions. That's why he's saying, even though he's entered a game for some reason, I think he really wants it. We've also got Paul saying, evening all. Let's have a look. And we've also got Justin saying, I thought it was BraZen. Those aren't the picks I was expecting. I'm not sure exactly what he's meaning there. Someone will probably get that one, but right, let's have a look. So we've also got Paul saying, hope everyone is well. Cormy is saying, I like the bit about looking after the planet. We are getting asked more and more about that. Yeah, I must admit, it's always nice to see companies looking more into that, to be honest with you. Biggest thing we found with a lot of things is usually the packaging and the plastics and stuff, but yeah, I must agree. So Paul is saying, let's have a look. Like the look of the Emperor PC chair. I like it as well because that's exactly what I'm sitting in at the moment. So, or at least I was told that's the model anyway. So I'm guessing it is the Emperor chair. But yeah, very good. We've also got one of your older ones. Was it Sentinel you used to do or something like that? Yeah, we've got one of those in our other office as well from a couple of years ago, I think it was. So, let's have a look. So, Kunal, let's go to his question. He says, will the spares be available via CMS or BraZen? So, obviously, if, let's just say, someone breaks their arm of the chair and they need a new one, who do they contact and where do they get it from?
Right. Every chair that we sell, on the outside of the packaging, it basically says, contact BraZen technical support. So, we've got a team of guys that are set up simply to send out the spares. So the spares will come from ourselves. If you want the quickest response, for in terms of any issues with your product, any issues with connectivity, is a standard one with the sound chairs, is on the packaging, on the instruction sheet, and even on a sticker on the underside of the chair are our contact details, so you can get hold of technical support and get a swift response back. Yeah, and that's
pretty good. If there was any issues, and let's just say it was a reseller, would they be able to contact CMS for more advanced help if needs be?
I think, as Gary said on the packaging, it basically says, don't speak to the retailer, try and just go straight through BraZen themselves. So if you can just direct your customers directly to BraZen, they're the best people to help, so they'll be able to sort it out. If you just come to myself, again, I can just speak to BraZen directly as well, speak to Gary, and he can put them back into contact with the correct people, I guess.
Right, okay, it's a pretty good answer. So we've got Cormac laughing at something. He's also asking a question. Let's have the most important question. What about trade prices? So I'm not sure did I write that one up? I'm guessing CMS. Are the trade prices obviously decent? Have they got a decent markup, what we can put on them to get them to the retail prices, or are we looking like 50p less than it is on Amazon?
Yeah, so I believe I've got the trade prices that I can send out to anybody who requires it, so they can go through them all for the entire range. There's anywhere from 10% to 25-30% margin compared to our trade pricing to the RRP. So there's a lot of good money to be made on these for yourselves as well. in my opinion.
That's pretty good. Right, a quick yes or no question for you, Lewis. Do CMS ship direct to customers?
Yes.
Right. So one thing what I'd like to mention, because I hear this quite often, is retail stores are saying, we don't have room to stock all these chairs. Well, Lewis has just answered a question that you could just get one chair in from them. So, for example, the Emperor or whatever, which one you want to get, could have it in your store and then give the customer a choice and say, yeah, this is the one we got in store, but we can actually get one shipped directly to you, usually on the next day or depending on stock or whatever, direct from a supplier, and you could basically offer quite a few different models, so people can actually just have the one in the store and they say, oh, I don't want the black and red one, I want a green and black one for whatever reason to go with my NVIDIA graphics card or whatever it may be, and then you can basically contact CMS and get them to ship it direct to your customer or direct to the store, and then the customer can pick it up from you if you wish. Obviously, another markup is obviously if they've got a big enough car, you could also potentially pre-assemble it for them and charge them extra for it, like they do or used to do in Staples or Office World or whatever it's called these days. So that's another thing for you. Right, so let's go on to some more of these questions. So Tim says, do CMS or Brazen have shop floor or window merchandise available on request? So I'm guessing that one's going to be for you, Laura.
Yeah.
Marketing, so any point of sales material?
Absolutely. So we'll work with the reseller or the store directly. So just contact myself or Lewis, and we'll work with you directly to get some POS ready for you guys.
Okay, that's pretty good. Cormac, obviously the King of Ireland, as he likes to be known as, he wants to know what the shipping costs are to Ireland. I think your best bet is just moving over to the UK, Cormac. It'll be a lot cheaper, but I don't know if you want to fill that one in, Lewis, if you know off the top of your head what sort of shipping we're looking at, or is it best just contacting you?
It's probably best to contact, I think. I know with Ireland and Brexit, it's a bit of a nightmare shipping at the moment, but I guess I can kill two birds with one stone, because I know that somebody just asked, will stock ship from CMS or Brazen? Currently, I think all the stock's been shipped direct from Brazen to either like stores or customers. So yeah, it's Brazen that it's directly coming from. So Gary, I'll probably liaise with Gary to what will be the best price for shipping to Ireland at the minute, I think, if we can.
I suppose that cuts out the middleman in shipping as well, so Gary doesn't have to ship it to you guys and then you ship it again, so it cuts out a bit of the cost as well and drops the prices, so that's pretty good. So that was Kunal asking that one. So right, I've got some other questions coming beforehand. One was regarding the spare parts, which we already mentioned, but the second part of that, how long is the actual warranty on the chairs?
Okay.
And that I'm getting to you, Gary.
Okay, I'll answer that one. In short, 2 years. But quite frankly, whilst every chair comes with a warranty card, register it, and standard format. But again, as part of our no compromise approach to after sales service, what I would say, we have to put a line in the sand and we go 2 years. But common sense prevails in this company. Yeah. So you get in touch with us if you've got an issue with the chair. We treat everybody fairly, and that's what I'm, and I say that's why we've got such a high after sales Trustpilot rating and all the rest of it. We're not worried too much about the paperwork and the detail. It's about being fair, respectful, and if somebody spent good money on a chair, we'll look after them.
There we go. That's a pretty good answer. We've just had one in from Justin. It looks like he sent an essay. So let's have a look. I'll happily take some free demo models and stock. That's always nice to get some free ones, isn't it? As a retail store, we become the showroom for online folk. We'll just come in and sit on it and then go away and decide if it's too easy for them to go online and buy it. I suppose, obviously, it depends on the way your store is and how people is. It's we always sell things as part of a service as well, so it's always good to sell it as an upsell as part of a machine or something if you're selling a machine and something like on that lines. But I'm not sure if that's an actual question or more of a statement, actually. But let's have a look. So, do I have to be VAT? I know the answer to this one because we've done it before. But do we have to be VAT registered to use CMS distribution? I'll leave that one to Hits because he hasn't said anything yet. He's just sitting there looking pretty apparently.
So obviously on our side, you don't need to be VAT registered, and there's no even spend limit. There's no limit of what you guys spend with us here at CMS. So the answer to question, kill two birds with one stone. You don't need to be VAT registered, and there's no spend limit either for customers to buy from us.
Okay, that's pretty good. I think you're a little bit quiet there, Hits, but in basics, Hit says, no, you don't have to be VAT registered and there's no spend limit either. So, right, okay, so you sort of covered this in the presentation, Gary, but what makes your chairs different for others on the market? So why should these people buy Brazen rather than buying a certain other brand?
Well, I'm going to come back to our no compromise. It's about price, product, quality, after-sales service, underpinned, is if we are British. But as I say, I know that's not going to be all important to everybody, but in reality, price, product quality, and after-sales service.
Okay, that's a pretty good answer there. One of the things, what I would also say as well is regarding when I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, we'll just buy stuff like this off of Amazon or eBay or whatever," and obviously not a specific brand. It's usually what we class as a cheap Chinese import. And one thing what Gary says is obviously all their chairs are all safety checked and everything, and a lot of these Chinese unbranded or even potentially branded and they're not a very good brand don't always have all the security certificates. So last thing you want to do is find that the circuits in the speakers, I don't know, go and short out and burn the person's chair down and the house down and burn them at the same time, because you'll be the one in trouble for it. So I'm guessing you won't have that issue with your chairs, will you, Gary?
We've certainly done all the testing. I can tell you that now. And I've got the bills to prove it. But as I say, and it all comes down to yes, there are, especially not so much in the sound chair side of things, but in there's a lot of competition out there in the PC style office style chairs, where and you will find you get what you pay for, quite frankly. Yeah. That's the reality.
I think that goes for a lot of things in reality, isn't it? So you buy cheap, you buy twice, sort of thing, or you get yourself killed, one or the other. Right, okay. So, guys, in chat, some of you are a bit quiet tonight. I know there's probably not the most technical questions to ask about chairs, but if you have got any questions, feel free to ask them. We'll ask Gary, we'll ask Hits, we'll ask Laura. I'm going to say, if you want to ask Hits where he gets his makeup from, feel free. If you want to ask Lewis what sort of microphone is using, fine. And if you want to ask Laura about marketing, absolutely fine. And obviously Gary will know something about the chairs as well, so if you want to ask him, feel free. So let's have right, okay. Steve's saying he's put on a bit of weight over lockdown. I think quite a few people have actually. Will the chairs take 21 stone?
Good grief. How many kgs is 21 stone? Right, what I can say is that the emperors are designed, for about 150 kg. Yeah, so that's I think that's getting there. They're solid, for big guys. They're sort of without being rude to our people across the Atlantic, they're American. The emperor is designed to be sort of American size.
Yeah, 21 stones, just worked it out. It's 133 kilos.
We'll be okay then. Buy an emperor, but
yeah. So you should be all right. I'm going to say I'm not the skinniest person in the world, and I'm quite tall. So you can imagine I'm not the lightest person, and I've got this emperor, and I've not got any issues with it. So you should be fine, Steve. Right. Kunal is saying, can price be matched to other brands to help convert sales? I'm guessing, well, whoever wants to answer that one can answer that one, but I think it's going to be quite hard to price match brands unless they're offering identical things, I would have thought. But I'll leave that one to Hits, because he actually nodded his head there, so he moved.
On our side, obviously, it's a new launch for us, the whole Brazen brand. I mean, the resellers can make the decent amount of margin, as Lewis mentioned prior to it, from 10% to 25 to 30%. So in terms of that, I mean, Gary, if there's any competition, what some of the resellers face, is there anything you can do to help to combat that?
Well, quite frankly, we're back to the no compromise approach: price, product, quality. Yeah, and what I will say is because you know, I'm an accountant. I've kept the overheads low. What I'm confident in saying is if you put two comparable chairs next to each other, Brazen, in terms of quality for the money, will always come out the right side of the equation on that deal. So what you've got to be specific on what you're comparing to. And what I am sitting here saying, without coming across as too arrogant, is I've sat in on demonstrations before, say on speaker quality or on and we've done like for like, and we've not been beaten yet on quality and in terms of price. And it's all about price for the money. If you go in. And so you've got to make your comparison relative and apples and apples. If you go apples and pears, it's not a competition. But if you're getting two chairs of like quality, you will find that we come out very competitively priced.
I'm going to add to that. Like what Gary was saying previously in regards to the Chinese brands on Amazon, for example. From my opinion, like I've got one of the Secret Labs chairs here. I had to pay 430 quid for that and wait 3 months for it. Whereas I think anything that I've seen priced around the Brazen price, you can't get another chair that's like a 2-day lead time, passes fire regulations and everything. In my opinion, there's nothing really else kind of like that on the market at the moment. So that's the thing that really sells it for me, I think, if anything.
There you go, and that's a point of view from a consumer and a salesperson there in one. So that's pretty good. Having a look at what Steve Barker says, he says, I've seen the prices and the margins should be good to go versus others on the market. So that's a good compliment from Steve Barker at D-Tech. Paul is saying, is the pricing on the CMS website accurate? Lewis hits.
I think some of them is, some of it isn't. The price I've got's like the best price we can do. A lot of the stock doesn't feed out on his website just because obviously all the stock's currently based in Brazen. Again, I think I've got your email, Paul, already, so I can email you the pricing tomorrow morning if you want. And like I said, anybody who wants the pricing, just drop me a line and I can send that through to you.
Mm-hmm. And what I'm aware as well, you guys are going to be having a new website. I think it's been delayed a little bit though, but towards possibly the end of the year, maybe a bit early next year or something. But hopefully once that's up and running, it'll be a lot easier to have a look at the website and get all your pricing and so forth off of that. So that sounds pretty good. Right, let's have a look. Kuno saying, I mean for brand awareness, others who might not know the brand, and we have others to promote and we have offers to promote the Brazen product. So you're looking at a way for basically promoting the products, which I think that's going to be more of a marketing side of things, if I'm right, Laura?
Yeah, absolutely. So reach out to myself and we'll work with you on the marketing to get that messaging right, and help you push the Brazen brand out to your customers. So in terms of shop layout, POS, and stuff like that, just reach out to myself and we'll help you.
That's pretty good. Justin is asking you, it's one here for you, Lewis. This is one for you to choose from. Are you trading in your Secret Labs in for a Brazen, Lewis?
I say I'd love to, but I've already got like 4 office chairs in this house, and I think my girlfriend will kill me if I bring another one in. So, yeah.
To give you an idea, Justin, I've swapped out my AK racing chair for a Brazen chair. So if that's anything to go by, then there you go. So, and it's always good to support a UK brand as well, which is really good. And they seem to want to work with us at the moment, obviously via CMS. So that's also a bonus as well. So if you're wanting one for yourself, I suggest go and get one for yourself and maybe get an extra one and stick it in your store as well, and then show people off and resell it. Colonel saying, thanks, Laura. Social media marketing will be great. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of Laura's artwork and stuff like that, so I don't think you'll have a problem with marketing.
Yeah, we could create sort of a campaign in a box type of activity. So basically give you all the assets and then you can use those all over your socials. So yeah, just give me a shout. I'll help you out.
Yeah, I'm going to say Laura's pretty good with that. She did the background for the show tonight as well as the thumbnail and everything. So she's usually pretty good with your marketing. Right. Does anyone else have any questions regarding the topic? And as I says, it could be loosely. It could just be a question about CMS. It could be a question about Brazen. It could be a question to Gary about what he's done in the past or why Brazen and why not something else. Actually, I'll ask you that question, Gary. So, what did you do before Brazen?
By profession, I'm a chartered accountant. So,
right.
So I spent 20 years at EY, Ernst & Young. So I was advising entrepreneurs, and I was actually head of entrepreneurial services at Ernst & Young, and then I decided to become one. So I've started to walk the talk rather than just talk the talk.
That's pretty good going. Right, okay, let's have a look. We've got a few things in here. Cormy can be very creative too on social. Yeah, Cormac's good on social media. Talking about social media, guys, and different things. If you've not seen, we do have coming up later this year the Tech for Tech Awards, which is going to be in December, on the 9th of December, if I'm right off the top of my head. If you're interested in voting for any vendor or distributor, or should I say nominating them for an award, basically go to the website, what's on the screen, which is techfortechs.co.uk/awards, and you can nominate them. So if you want to nominate Brazen for having a really good chairs, for a brilliant vendor, having a brilliant sales rep, you can do. If you want to nominate CMS for being the best distributor or the best customer service, you can do that. We'll also have independent awards listed on there for nominations in a couple of weeks' time. And obviously, if you're up for a chance for winning an award and so forth, if you do, and it's all totally free to join, you don't have to pay 350 quid a ticket like some unknown award ceremonies or anything along that lines. So it's totally free for you to do, totally free to get an award, don't cost you anything, okay? So again, if you want to nominate yourselves or you want to nominate someone else at the moment, feel free to go and do that. So, right, so I've got a question for me here, apparently from Justin. So let's have a look. Question for Phil. We always get from customers asking how well chairs clean and wipe down. As a user, how is the wipeability? Well, for the 8K racing one, it was more of a cloth one, to be honest with you, and it was very hard to actually get the dirt out of, to be honest with you. So if you're unfortunately working at your desk and, I don't know, spill a drink on it, pizza or anything along that lines, not the best to clean. But this one's sort of more of a leather finish. I don't think it's real leather, is it? It's more of a... No, it's leather. Yeah, so, but it's very easy to wipe down. So that one I'll give you. I don't know why he's asked me that question specifically, but there we go. Kunal says he's open to bribes as well. I'm presuming that's on the awards. So if he wants to nominate anyone, but once going back to the awards, once the nominations are done at the end of next month, then everyone will be able to vote between all the nominees and choose which one they want. But we'll talk about it on another show. Right, okay, so it looks like that's pretty much it for most of the questions. If anyone else does have any questions, feel free to send them in now before we end the show. Let me just go around the room to see if there's anything else anyone wants to add. So let's start with Gary. Is there anything else you want to add or say about, obviously, your brand?
No, all I would say is talk is cheap, but, do your own research. I'm quite happy with what's generally out there, in terms of the feedback from customers, both B2B, B2C. I'm really excited about working with the CMS guys. And as I say, I'm confident we've got a good product that can please all stakeholders from customer, distributor to reseller.
Okay. Next up, let's go to Lewis, Hits, and Laura. Do you guys have anything you would like to add regarding this or anything else, really?
I'd say the best way, if you've got any interest in them, by all means, sign up for this survey to win the free chair. Then I can at least give you a call in the future and we can go through everything over the phone as well.
Yeah, so if you didn't realise, guys, thanks for the hint there, Lewis. If anyone wants a chance to win the competition for the chair, let me get the picture back up again. So it was the Phantom Elite PC gaming chair. If you're interested in winning this, it's worth about 230 quid retail. Make sure you basically click that link on the screen. I'll put it in chat as well for you. Just bear with me 1 second while I get it on. There we go. Copy and pasting all over the place. There we go. So that should be there. It's probably a bit of a long one to type, but I'll also put it in the chat box as well. So you should be able to just click in it on there. But just in case you can't, it's on the screen there. You can just pause it and type it in. But that allows you a chance to win one of these chairs. So there's one up and it's worth about 230 quid. We do have one more question come in on chat, which I forgot to mention. So putting you on the spot here, Gary, is will you be attending the Tech Max event next year, specifically on the 24th of June, if anyone didn't know?
On the 24th of June, well, I'll be talking to CMS and collaborating with them about that. So that's a work in progress.
Right, there we go. So in basics, we're still sorting that out, but there's definitely plenty of people there. Unfortunately, when we're talking big companies, guys, we can't decide things overnight. We have to go through all the rigmaroles and so forth. It takes a bit longer than just going, yes. But I'm pretty sure they'll be there one way or another.
We'll be there one way or the other. Yeah.
But yes, so we've got a question come in. Let's have a look, get rid of that caption. From Justin: as an accountant, can Gary shed any light on sending a VAT invoice to Ireland from the UK?
I gave up being an accountant a while ago. I'll be a specialist on gaming chairs now. I suggest Justin speaks to his accountant, but good luck. I mean, we've had our own issues with Ireland one way or another with the Brexit, and so good luck. Yeah,
that's no problem. Another question is, if people wanted to actually get hold or want more information about Brazen, who would be best to contact? Would it be yourself, Gary, or would it be the guys at CMS if they're a reseller?
I think they go to CMS. That's the best port to call, and what they can't answer, I'm sure they'll refer on, and but CMS is the port to go
to. Nice one. Right, let's go to Hits then. So Hits, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to say good luck for everyone to enter the competition, and a few individuals on this live stream. I will see you guys at the PCR Awards next week.
Yeah, that's something I was going to mention as well. So if anyone is going to be at the PCR Awards next week, where they charge a lot of money for a ticket, and where we don't charge anything for our awards, if you are going there, I'll be there as well. So we'll see you all there. So are you going as well, Laura?
I am there indeed. So I'll meet a few of you guys as well.
So that would be nice to meet some faces and take the mickey out of Hits again. And I'm not going to try drinking with Hits. Last time he spilled a drink on me, but that's another story. I think too many. I can't remember what they were now. It was a while ago, weren't it? There's been a pandemic since. Right, Laura, do you have anything you would like to add?
Yeah, just a quick one, really. Just so this is the first gaming chair brand that we've taken on, mainly because of the ethic of Gary and the gaming chairs themselves. It follows really closely with our sort of ethic from a CMS perspective. So just wanted to make that really clear. That's the reason that we've joined them and probably taken a bit longer to bring on a gaming chair brand, but that's the main reason on the price perspective, but obviously also working on the ethics that align really well with CMS. So really marketing thing to say there.
That's it. And I think you're correct there, Steve. I think that's what I did get spilt on me, but I'll let him off this time.
That was at the Gigabyte event, wasn't it?
No, it was one of the PCR ones, actually, a couple of years ago now, I think it was. But I'll let you off. Still not got the dry cleaning done, though, but I'll let you off. don't hold any grudges or anything. But anyway, yeah. So, guys, if you are interested in obviously getting any gaming chairs or anything like that, obviously take a look at the Brazen stuff. Also, take a look at a lot of the other products what CMS have been doing lately. I've noticed that they have been getting a hell of a lot of gaming brands in. I've been posting a lot of the press releases, and obviously we've done a few other shows with different people like NZXT. I know they've got Cooler Master stuff in as well, and so forth. So there's got quite a few different brands in there. So this is just another one to add to the list. So if you haven't looked at their products for a while, take a look. Bear in mind they're in the process of making a new website, so that'll be later this year, but hopefully. But I would suggest you take a look at see what they got, or at least get in contact with an account manager like Lewis, who can sort you out. So yeah, Justin. Chicken dippers as well to go with it. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. So it's definitely going to be an interesting night next Wednesday, I think. Right, okay. Right, I think we're going to call the show from there. So if anyone obviously wants to watch the show again or listen to the show, we will turn this into a podcast as well, so you can listen to it again afterwards. You can check it out on the YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all those other places as well, which I forget where we even are these days. We're at that many different places. We will not have a show next Thursday. You'll be surprised. It's the first time we haven't had a show in a long time, but there won't be one next Thursday because I'll probably have a big hangover from being at the PCR Awards next week, so definitely not happening. So the week after, we do have something planned or in the process of being planned. I'm just waiting for confirmation from a few people, but I'll post that once I know it, and we do have a few other things planned for later next month as well. So, but otherwise, I'd like to thank Gary, Lewis, Hits, and Laura for joining us tonight, and I hope they had a interesting evening talking to you all, and we'll see you all next Thursday. No, not next Thursday. In 2 weeks on the Thursday, whichever that is. I think it's the 7th off the top of my head, and that'll be at 8 o'clock. So thank you for watching, everyone, and good night. See you later.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.